Oh, don't mind me. I'm just looking through all the job offers I'm getting on my personal website. You know, that thing that like everyone's telling you need right now? It's definitely the first thing that every employer sees when they hear of me. My name, Dylan Howell. They think of DylanHowell.com 100% every time. But what if you don't have a personal website? Is your resume getting skipped over? The answers may shock you. I wanted to dig deep into what makes a personal website good. Then we're going to touch on how overrated are personal websites. Do you really need one? Later on in this video, I got my friend Kevin. He's joining us to talk about how his personal website has gotten him all of his job offers. We're diving into it. I think it's safe to assume that a majority of you guys watching this video already know what LinkedIn is. The one place where everybody talks about how awesome they are. Accomplishments including success enabler. You know, the good stuff. No matter how you feel about LinkedIn, you know, you kind of have to use it today if you want to keep in contact with coworkers and your manager outside of like Facebook. Nevertheless, when you do use LinkedIn, you do have the option to add your own website to your profile. Let's just say you're not even a software person, or you don't know how to make your own website, or you're a full-time web developer who can spare all his free time to making the best award-winning portfolio website. Or you're like me. I've sat here and tried to think of ideas for websites for hours, and I just could not come up with one. And I'm one to really compare myself sometimes, so kind of gets hard trying to compare yourself to these award-winning portfolio websites. But nevertheless, I have found a solution. You must ask yourself,
Is your website PACCN?
whoa, buddy, I don't know exactly what you mean by PACCN.
No, PACCN. PACCN.
You know, professional, accessible, consistent, concise, navigatable, professional, toned down colors, toned down fonts, maybe Roboto or Arial if you're feeling spicy. And is it organized? Accessible. Do you have a million things running on your website that's going to inhibit a slower computer? Now, I'm not saying you have to add alt tags to all of your images, but it also, I mean, why not? Consistent. Is your website consistent? We talked about colors. Are you using these colors throughout your website? Are you mixing them up? Just try to avoid making anything close to this. How concise is your website? The quicker you can tell me who you are and what you do, the better. Do I know exactly who you are and what you do? Where you live?
Do I know your address?
Treat it like a resume. What's at the top of your resume, right? Your name, hopefully. I really hope that's the top of your resume. Navigable? Navigatable? Easy to navigate? I guess, yeah. Do you really need 12 pages on your personal website? Does every project and every award need its own page talking about it? Does every job experience need its own page? Do you really need an RSS feed page? A lot of the things I just listed can probably be displayed on a single page application. And I would say, as long as you're PACCN, you're pretty good. And remember, you don't need to be a developer to make any of these things I'm talking about. If you just use a Wix template website, Google site, any of these, as long as you're PACCN, you know, professional, accessible, consistent, concise, and as long as you're PACCN, you're good. You can be PACCN everywhere. You can be PACCN on all of these guys. So, after hearing about PACCN, you're probably thinking, do I really even need a personal website? Like, who cares if I spend all this time and energy making one if it's not even going to make a difference in the job process? Some employers might not even look at your website, while the only reason you got an offer at another location is because of your website. As for industry differences, I really don't think it's an industry thing. Obviously, having a personal website might give you more of an edge as a website developer rather than like an accountant, but I still don't see a reason why anybody wouldn't want to have their own personal website. I mean, they're pretty easy to make, relatively cheap, more private than more social media is out there. Definitely more custom. I'm sure there's a few other huge benefits that are out there that I just can't think of right now. But besides it being like relatively easy to make a website, do you really still need one? I mean, I could think of many reasons why having your own website could come in handy, whether you have like a hobby that you want to share with people or a business you own that you want to have information on, or just like your resume, a list of projects you've worked on, companies you've worked at. It's never really a bad idea to put yourself out there. So yeah, if I were to be asked that question if they're overrated, I guess it really depends on what you're trying to get out of your website. If you think your website's going to be the reason that you get hired, then yeah, they're pretty overrated. But given how easy and cheap they are, I don't see why you shouldn't have one.
All right, I'm Kevin Van Cott. I'm a senior software developer.
Now, Kevin's not just a senior software developer. He's worked on multiple open source projects and has created even some huge ones of his own, such as Material React Table. With almost 2,000 users and many contributors, let's hear what he has to say about his website.
Yeah, I mean, this personal website, I made it, 2, maybe 3 years ago. I've updated the content, but haven't rewritten the actual site at all. It works. It's pretty much my resume. My last 2 job offers, it's just turned out the same. Where they said, okay, that interview went great. We're going to schedule a technical interview as soon as possible. But instead, this same day, they take a look at my GitHub, at my personal website, and instead they call and give an offer.
If only it was like that for everybody.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Given your unique position as somebody who's actually done real life interviews and have looked at websites, what would you say are some do's and don'ts?
I guess it really depends on your level of experience, though. Yeah, so junior level, I mean, at that point, you're mostly going to have done mostly some tutorials, I'm assuming, if anything. Even to make your portfolio website, it's mostly going to be focused on school projects and things you've pretty much built while learning. But if you actually have done some personal projects organically on your own, be sure to highlight those and make it clear why you built it. It was just a personal interest. Maybe, even if it's just for fun.
Is your website PACCN?
All right, so that's professional, accessible, consistent, contact page,
navigatable. I don't know if that's a real word.
I think I get a 3 out of 5.
I'd say this is pretty professional. Yeah. Accessibility. You have image tags. I did look at that. You have image tags in all your images, or alt tags. Makes sense. All right, thank you, Kevin.
Let's see. I guess one quote. Good luck is when preparation meets opportunity. That quote. Pretty much making a portfolio website, just putting a little bit of effort, spending a few hours, is pretty much just giving yourself another chance, not to be filtered out, and to for employers that are actually looking for that kind of thing, for it to give extra impressions to technical people. That's pretty much how I see it.
All right, that's about wrapping up the video here. Big thanks to Kevin for taking the time out of his day to come answer some questions, and huge thanks to you for watching the video. I hope you learned something new, something valuable. And as thank you for staying the entire length of this video, I will show you a little glimpse of my personal website. Please be kind to Archibald, as this was his first time as an actor. He was kind of nervous to do it, but I think he played his role very well for a first-time actor. So yeah, roll it.